Tom Potter left school at the age of 15 and commenced an apprenticeship as a baker. After his apprenticeship, he began working for Defiance Milling in Adelaide, working in their technical services division, working in various bakeries, French pastries, spaghetti factories, and pretty much anything to do with flour. During this time, he became involved with a pizza company in Adelaide and eventually left Defiance to work for Dino's Pizza in Adelaide and then moved to Sydney to run their operations in New South Wales. Approximately 1 year later, Tom decided to move back to Albury, where his mother Barbara lived, to start Eagle Boys. And for the next 9 months, he was unemployed and went about creating the name, image, systems, product and marketing for the very first Eagle Boys store. Tom only had $12,000 to start the business, but with every dollar, the business was commenced as a full partnership between him and his mother Barbara. And in 1987, Tom Potter opens the very first Eagle Boys store in his hometown of Albury, in country New South Wales. Tom enjoyed his new business so much, he borrowed more money from the banks and opened 2 more stores in Wagga Wagga and Dubbo. One of Tom's rules is to never stop learning, so he flew to the USA to have a look at franchising and learn a bit more about the pizza industry in general. By 1988, Tom took a much needed holiday to North Queensland and was amazed that no one was delivering pizza up there. And not even 12 months later in 1989, Tom goes back to North Queensland to open up stores in Rockhampton, Mackay, Ayr, Townsville, Mount Isa and Cairns. In that same year, Tom moves the Eagle Boys head office from his garage in Albury to Coffs Harbour. Eagle Boys stores continued to open in the late 80s and early 90s, and in 1992, Tom again decides to move the national office to Fortitude Valley in Brisbane. Later that year, Eagle Boys accomplishes a few big milestones, these being computerised order taking via a system called EBCOMS. Also, Eagle Boys is first to be given the rights to use the Australian-made logo. Tom then flew to India and China to look at options to sell them pizza. By 1993, even more stores open, and Tom Potter wins Australian Young Business Person of the Year. Eagle Boys ventures to the west coast of Australia and opens stores in Perth. Business Review Weekly presents Eagle Boys with the award for the fastest growing privately owned franchise company in Australia. In 1994, Eagle Boys holds their 5th annual national conference on the Gold Coast. In 1996, Eagle Boys again ventures away from home and lands in New Zealand. In 1997, Tom graduates from Harvard and is voted as class valedictorian and gave the graduation speech to his peers. In 1998, Eagle Boys surpassed a big milestone, opening their 100th store in Boondall, Queensland. Tom has often thought to be the best in the pizza game, you need to supply pizzas as quickly as possible. So Tom invented world-first technology to supply pizzas in 2 minutes. But there was one thing missing, and that was drive-through. So in 1999, Eagle Boys opened their very first drive-through store in Bendigo, Victoria. The venture to New Zealand was a success and gave Eagle Boys some good exposure. But in 2000, Tom sold all the New Zealand stores. Also in 2000, Eagle Boys rolled out its first Australian-owned advertising campaign, putting out to the market that Eagle Boys was an Australian company, buying Australian ingredients, and that some of the money from Pizza Hut and Domino's, who both originate from America, were not Australian companies. This advertising campaign had phenomenal success, and Pizza Hut sued Eagle Boys for misrepresentation. Over a 5-week period, Eagle Boys went to court to defend itself and were plastered across the front page of papers and news reports such as A Current Affair, Today Tonight, and The John Laws Show on radio, surrounding this David vs Goliath battle. Eagle Boys went on to win the case and gained substantial support from the Australian public. Let's have a look at what happened.
Pizza Hut believes the ad misleads people into believing all the money from their pizzas leaves our shores. So the global giant took the Queensland-based company to court.
It's all about free speech. I mean, too many people in Australia buying products that they think are Australian and they're not.
This afternoon, a reprieve for Eagle Boys, a judge ruling he wouldn't order the ad's withdrawal at this stage.
We're not necessarily saying anything about our competitor's product or service or anything else. We're just saying you've got a choice. Do you want to buy from a 100% Australian company or companies that do export some of the cash overseas?
Tried to gag ads for the locally owned Eagle Boys Pizza Company that makes a point of Pizza Hut's foreign connections.
I reckon there's one really important thing all Aussies should look for in a pizza. Is it from a 100% Australian-owned company? Because if it's not, your money's getting delivered overseas. And
It's really just telling everybody that Eagle Boys is an Australian company and that companies like Domino's and Pizza Hut started in the US and they continue to either put profits over there or send royalties offshore.
Some may say this is just a cheap shot to increase sales.
Some may say that.
You are playing on people's patriotism, aren't you?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? It's a good thing. Australia needs plenty of it. Why not?
Now to the David and Goliath battle for a slice of Australia's lucrative takeaway pizza industry. In a repeat of the Heron Panadol showdown earlier this year, the Brisbane-owned company Eagle Boys Pizza has found itself in court over an ad urging customers to buy Australian. It's a message Eagle Boys competitor Pizza Hut doesn't like, as Chris Allen reports.
The idea of the ad really is to just tell people that Eagle Boys is an Australian company and Pizza Hut's not.
As Tom Potter sees it, this is about simply telling the truth. But the giant American-owned Pizza Hut chain isn't amused.
Very upset that their great American heritage is now possibly working against them.
Did you expect to end up in court?
No, I didn't. No, I suppose it's a bit flattering, really, that they're standing up and taking so much notice of us. Yeah.
100% Aussie-owned and operated. What makes us different from some of our competitors? We're Aussie, through and through.
And it was left to Pizza Hut's lawyer, Angus Armstrong, to defend the multinational's action.
We play by the rules, and when our consumers are being subjected to misleading and deceptive statements, and that impacts on our franchisees, then we'll take appropriate action.
Do you think you have a case?
We've got a very good case, and we will bring that case in July.
And is this a fight you're determined to win?
I don't think we have a choice. I mean, we've got to win this fight. I mean, we've done nothing but tell the truth, and this is about free speech. And yeah, we are determined to win it. And if they say these ads that we're running right now aren't good enough, or they're not, necessarily what we should be saying, well, we'll say it another way.
And Eagle Boys will go back to the federal court for a full hearing on July 11.
Throughout 2001 and 2002, trials commenced on Tom's idea of pizza in 2 minutes or it's free. Also during this period, Eagle Boys commenced its new store design, which includes the new signage, bright lights and better store layouts. In 2003, Tom was inducted into the Franchise Council of Australia's inaugural Hall of Fame for the 20 most successful people in franchising. In 2004, Tom again moved the Eagle Boys national office to West End, an inner city suburb of Brisbane. Late in 2004, Eagle Boys headed back overseas and opened a store in Suva, Fiji. Eagle Express and the Pizza in 2 minutes concept is launched all around Australia in 2005. In 2006, another of Tom's ideas took off. By supplying personal-sized pizzas at high foot traffic areas, Eagle Boys were able to open small solution stores in airports, stadiums, universities, and even pubs. In February 2007, Eagle Boys Pizza celebrates 20 years.